What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a shock overhaul. This is from an 86 ATC 250R Honda. Rear shock had no oil in it. Blown out. Needed a shock for another build, so reach through the shelves, find the shocks that you can find that are any good. This one had a good shaft on it, so it's going for a rebuild. We're gonna break it all down and clean it all up, make it look pretty, put it all back together, and it'll go in the bike. This is going back in an 86 ATC 250R. There will be videos of that when it's done and ride videos on the channel as they come. But yeah, these shocks can't really be nice with these things. And there's not really very many tricks to them. Everything's pretty straightforward. Getting that bottom cap off really depends on the kind of shock. This one, I took a couple of Allen wrenches, stuck them in the holes, and knocked it down. There's a little metal clip you gotta get in there, take the clip out. Easiest way to do that, put a zip tie around the shaft. That way it holds everything up high. You're not fighting with anything. You can get in there, get that clip out. Pull it all apart. Like I said, don't be nice, grab a hammer if you need to. Sometimes things get stuck. Now this end is beat over with a hammer, so you've got to go back through and clean up the ends of the threads. That way you can get the shim stack off and you don't hurt anything. After you put the nut back on, you're going to have to go back over it and beat the snot out of the end of that shaft again so that that nut does not come off. If that nut comes off, the shock blows apart and bad things happen. As with these nice cleanups though, it's kind of nice to be able to sit down and just kind of make things pretty. Not always fun standing up all day working. Nice to be able to sit down and clean things up. Being able to make things pretty is part of being able to build these things. One of the things I really like about builds is you start with a basket case, and when you're done, a lot of times they're really gorgeous bikes. If the guy doesn't want to put that much money into it, then it's not really a gorgeous bike. It really all depends on the owner. Now in this, the guy weighs about 250 plus pounds, so I'm putting 10 weight shock coil in there so that it moves slower than if I was using 3 weight. Fill the body all the way up. Make sure the air is out of the bladder in the canister. Slide everything back in there. The oil will flow through the valve body and it will create bubbles. As you push it down, pull it back up, push it down, pull it back up. You're forcing the fluid down the hose into the canister. You've got to bleed this stuff. You want no air in there. So you just got to be patient. As you run out of fluid, don't be afraid to top it back off. This is not a level spec thing. This is you want that bitch full. Go to put the seal back in, you lean it on its side a little bit so that the seal itself has a chance to bleed the air out, because there will be a pocket of air caught up inside that seal. You gotta be careful. Once you got it all back together, push the seal all the way down, put the clip in place, and as you'll see here in a minute, use a hammer, tap the end back down. Yes, they've got specialty tools. No, I don't have them. Most everything we do here, there's no specialty tools. It's all the old-fashioned way. You guys haven't subscribed to the channel and you've made it this far into the video, think about hitting that subscribe button. At least like the video. If this video is helping you build something, please like the video. Throw a comment in there. Tell me that the video helped you out. I like hearing that kind of stuff. When I go down to the track and people say, hey man, I used your video to shorten forks, or I used your video to do this, or wire in a tether or something, it makes me smile, because that's why I make these videos, to help you guys out. Now, we're recharging the shock with a no-loss nitrogen system. The reason you use nitrogen is because nitrogen does not expand as much as air does when it heats up. I know Fox floats just use a regular air pump, but regular nitrogen shocks are different. These things need the nitrogen, don't use air, because bad things will happen. You can pop the bladder inside the can. Set, 120 pounds inside, we're good to go. Disconnect. We have one fully charged, rebuilt shock. I take a screwdriver, I stick it in the end. It spins the shock and everything. And the preload nut just kind of chases. It's real easy to get the preload on these shocks set quickly. Get your adjustable spanner wrench, put the lock nut on, poof. One completely redone 250R shock. Nice and pretty, ready to go on the bike. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a great day.